welcome to another edition of the 49ers Rush podcast. I'm your host, John Chapman, as always. And man, I wanted to jump through and go through exact scenarios for a possible Deebo Samuel trade. Still don't believe the trade is necessarily going to happen, but it is leaning more and more that way with what Deebo's trying to do through social media and all those different things. So I think there's a couple teams that could pan out. And today I want to focus on the Detroit Lions, because trading him to the Detroit Lions just seems to make a little bit too much sense. One, they have so much draft capital. Two, they're not a contender, so that would be helpful. Deebo cannot say no to any trade. Here's what that would look like. Personally, what I think they would get is pick 32, the last pick in the first round. Pick 34, the second pick in the second round, and next year's 2. So you'd be getting 3 premium picks. Now, if I put this into the Pro Football Focus trade, they say no, but I'm going to go ahead and force this trade. And again, I don't think you can get the second pick. I don't think you can get their future first, maybe their future first with the Rams, but you're getting 2 top players and their second round pick next year. And again, I just want to play with this because I think that's something that both teams would be okay with. And so that's the whole idea here today is let's see what that looks like. Now, again, let's say you trade for those picks and you can bounce up and down and all those things for sure. But I want to put concrete evidence behind what those picks mean. What does 32 and 34 mean? Okay, so here we go. We're on the board at 32. And again, remember, we're picking again in just 2 picks. So we got 32, 34. Sky Moore, is he a Deebo replacement? Hell no. There's no such thing as a Deebo replacement in the NFL, let alone this draft. I do absolutely adore Sky Moore, however. George Pickens, so we got 2 quality wide receivers. Travis Jones, who I think finds his way into the first round. And the good news about this pick is if you get 32, you get that 5th-year option. So if you did draft Deebo Samuel, for instance, with the 32nd pick, this entire conversation that's been had this offseason would not be taking place now. It'd be taking place next year. This Jalen Petrie, a little early for him. Daxton Hill, I like. Nick Bonito, still early. Jaquan Brisker, that's solid for sure. Drake Jackson, I like. Quay Walker. Boye Mafe. Whew. David Ojabo, who tore his ACL. And you can just kind of see, we've been doing all these mocks with the 49ers at 61, and good Lord, it's an absolute catastrophe whenever you get to pick 61 because there might be somebody that falls to. Johan Dotson's there. Whew. He is rated really, really low on Pro Football Focus. Kyler Gordon's there. There's so many guys there. So one of the things that would be a tiebreaker for me is a position that is expensive. Because, again, like this, you get that 5th-year option. So if I'm going wide receiver, I'm not going to go wide receiver here. And I'm going to tell you why. I love Sky Moore. I absolutely love, where'd he go? He dropped down here. Johan Dotson. So I'm going to bet one of those 2 guys falls to the next round. So if I'm looking at expensive position and somebody that I would just absolutely love to have, it's going to be probably the edge position. Let's just go look at the edge in and of themselves. You've got Drake Jackson, I like. Boye Mafe. David Ojabo was a top 10 pick for me before he tore his Achilles. I do think that he still goes in the first round, early second round. But, man, I don't know if I want to take that pick here. One, the fans would go crazy. Not that you should pick them. Boye Mafe's really, really nice as well. Gosh, man, this is a rough one. I'm going to look at a trade back scenario here, and I'm going to see who has something to offer me. So let's see. The 37th pick, that is a perfect position to fall back to. So I'm going to take 37. Can I get 68? No, I don't think I can. Let's see here. No, that's not enough. Pick 80, still no. Pick 107, is that worth it falling back this far? I'd much rather have a pick next year. Ooh, what if we could fall back a couple spots and pick up a 3rd rounder next year? I would like that. We already got a 2nd. I'd be okay with that. So I'm going to offer this trade. If it goes through, great. They accepted it. Good. So now we fall back 2 spots. Let's see. David Ojabo and Daxton Hill went right in front of me. So now pass rusher's a little bit of a premium. We're picking in let's see, we're at 34. We're picking here in a few picks. So I'm taking the exact same approach with wide receiver. And the fact that, man, can't believe Ojabo went. I'm telling you right now who I'm going to go if that's the case. I'm looking at Boye Mafe or Drake Jackson. I want that edge player that's going to be that speed burst off the edge. Drake's probably more of a complete defensive end. Boye Mafe is that speed kind of D-forward exact fit. So I'm going Boye Mafe at pick 34, and I'm going to see which wide receiver falls to us next right here. So Kenyon Green went, standing guard. Quay Walker, linebacker. We are on the clock now at 37, and all my wide receivers are there. I'm scrolling down. I'm telling you right now who I'm going with. Uh-oh, did he go? Did I miss it? There he is. Jahan Dotson. I think he has the best hands in the draft. I think that he does find a way into the first round. I know they have him at 56. I don't care. I'm taking him there. Not a Deebo clone. That's not what he does. But he is a hell of a player. And now we are back on the clock at 61. We got our edge. We got our wide receiver. Let's see what, man, Jalen Tolbert's still there. Nick Cross. We've got some guys here. Cam Taylor-Britt. Dylan Parham. Oh, man, he shoots up to the top of my list every single time. You guys know that. I love that kid, especially if our center's not coming back. Cam Jurgens is there later on. Let's get interesting here. Troy Anderson, that's somebody the 49ers have met with as well. But again, with Deebo gone, we're struggling at the wide receiver position. There's no doubt about that. Even with Jahan Dotson. But, man, look at all these guys. There's so many stud wide receivers. I'm going to wait. I'm going to hold off on that. Corner is a legit possibility. Man, and inside. I think, man, let's cancel these out. Let's go back to the big board. Sorry about that. Jalen Tolbert, he shows up for me. Zach Tom, he's rising on a lot of people's draft boards. Cam Taylor-Britt. I'm sorry, guys. I can't help it. I'm going Dylan Parham. He is one of my favorite draft crushes. He could compete at guard or he could be the center. Sit 1 year if Alex Mack comes back. And if not, then guess what? He would slide into center right now. So here we are. We're back up on the clock at 93. We've got a couple picks in a row here. We've got 93 and 105. Marcus Jones, man, love it. You want to go edge? You want to go tackle? You want to go, there's just so many stud players here. Oh, James Cook. All right. And I know this is going to piss people off. But if you trade Deebo, you need an electric running back. You don't have that on the roster to replace it. I'm going James Cook here. I don't even care. He's one of my favorite players. I have a second-round grade on him. That's what I'm going there. All right, now we're back on the clock. We can go tackle Kellen Deesh. He's available. Another edge player, even though we got Mafe. I'm going to say probably no on that one right now. Ooh, Cordell Float. He's another guy that I really like. And so, if you look back at what we've gotten, right, go back early into the draft. We got Boye Mafe edge. We got Jahan Dotson, wide receiver. We got Dylan Parham. And now we got James Cook. We're back on the clock. Let's look at this cornerback position. Did they all go? Did I make a mistake? Cordell Float, I think that he's a possibility there at that nickel spot. I wouldn't mind that pick there, to be honest with you. Wide receivers available. Danny Gray's there. Just not feeling it, though, as far as, is that a tremendous amount of value in the third round? Kyle Phillips. Man, I'm not liking it. They've met with Velus Jones. This is too early. Not feeling that position either. Let's look at the safety spot. Could definitely use another safety. JT Woods, Veron McKinley. Goodness, there's a lot of guys there. I'm going to go Veron McKinley. I like that cat a lot. I think that he fits what the 49ers want to do at the safety position. I really wish one of those wide receivers would have fell. Kellen Deesh still there. I'm going there. I'm not even looking. Fortifying my offensive tackle position just in case McGlinchey's not ready to come back. And even if McGlinchey does come back, you have somebody that can go into next year. Ty Chandler, you've got your speed running back there. Jason Poe, the guard, the 49ers have met with a lot. Let's look at the wide receiver position. Man, it's going quick. I like Josh Johnson. Not sure what he fits with us, but man, we could definitely use some more or wide receivers. Just not liking what I'm seeing there. I'm just going to be honest with you. Cornerback. Let's take wide receivers off. Let's go back to cornerback. Oof, this is rough. Jack Jones, I like as a player. It's a little too early for him. Jalen Watson, he's too big, way too big. I'm looking for a slot guy. 6'2", way too big out of Fresno. Darion Kendrick, he's a fun player that is versatile and can play inside, outside. I'm going to take him out of Georgia. And you can kind of see the dilemma, even with these extra picks, how is it that you're going to handle all these different things? Ty Chandler's there, the running back. I'm going to go in and grab him, get our speed component in the backfield. I'm fortifying that. Without Deebo, I'm going to solidify everything on the inside, and I'm going to go a little bit overboard. That's just what I'm going to do. I'll take Noah Ellis, defensive tackle. We're seeing that there. Cordell Volson, we already got a tackle, so I don't mess with that. Oh, Cameron Hayward. Let's go there. The fullback, kind of tight end, multi-purpose weapon, special teamer, Ironhead's son. And I think we got one more pick here. I'm just going to grab a wide receiver, something that I see there. Slade Bolton, 5'11", 193. Hey, I know his name. We'll go there just to play with that. And again, trying to predict the 262nd pick overall is a mess. So this is what I want us to understand and kind of grade this on. One, wherever you fit on the Deebo trade, whatever, this was more of an exercise into, do we want Deebo to go? Do we want to accept an offer from the Lions as opposed to other teams? So we've got a second rounder for next year. Then we traded back and got a third rounder for next year. So that give us 2 2s and I think 4 3s next year. So stocking up all these draft picks for next year. But what do we get this year? We got Boye Mafe, elite edge. I love that pick. Johan Dotson, best hands in the draft. Great route runner. Just makes plays. Dylan Parham, James Cook. So you can see how we're trying to replace some of the firepower, but understand there is no Deebo replacement in this draft. Traylon Burks is probably the closest thing, and I think he goes top 15. Verone McKinley, Kellen Deesh, a lot of depth. That's a lot of players to add to your draft haul. Would I prefer to keep Deebo over Boye Mafe, a second and a third rounder, and Johan Dotson? I would. I really, really would prefer to keep Deebo. But if they're not in that situation and they don't have that, chance, we'll see there. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. This is a fun little practice. Goodness, man, I don't want to trade Deebo. But that's what it is. Thanks, guys. And subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that like button. Appreciate it. I got a couple more of these coming out.